we're an equal opportunity show, right? Like, look, all it's very, you know, full disclosure, right? I'm a Michigan State alum. I'm a Michigan State fan. I've been a Michigan State fan since I was a young lad, right? So full disclosure, we make fun of our own teams sometimes on this show. Former coach Mel Tucker is suing the university over the firing. The federal lawsuit filed Wednesday in Michigan accuses school officials of undertaking an improper and sham investigation of allegations that Tucker sexually harassed and exploited rape survivor and activist Brenda Tracy. Now what? Is there potential that Michigan State might have had some improper investigational practice? I don't know. I don't know I don't know what their investigation practice looks like. Frankly, I don't think it really matters. They're not like a legal I mean, I guess they're a university, but they're not like, law enforcement, right? They don't need a warrant exactly. Obviously they can't break into his house. You understand what I mean? They don't need like, you know, clear and concise. They need as much evidence as they are willing to tolerate, right? So here's the thing, right? When I saw this story initially, I was like, great. This guy who did the closest thing this guy did for Michigan State was give us 1 year of hope since D'Antonio left. 1 year of Kenneth Walker taking over college football to the point where he made Mel Tucker millions of dollars. He made Peyton Thorne, John, not John, Joe Montana. I don't know what I was like mixing. I was mixing a myriad of quarterbacks, and that was not. Anyway, Mel Tucker is nothing more than a complete and utter scam artist. Like this guy, he admits. Okay, here's the thing. This seems to always kind of go over people. He admitted that he did the thing that they are accusing him of doing. The only difference is that he says it was consensual. Now, here's the thing. I'm a pretty understanding guy. I'm not particularly. I understand some people coming at life in different places. That was not a pun. That sounded really weird. I understand. Some people aren't going to live the way that I would personally prescribe, and vice versa. However, Mel Tucker, my brother, you were having sex with someone you love in a hotel room, and you expect me to view you as the sympathetic party? No. Like you get everything you deserve at this point. Like, first of all, like, even if it was consensual, this kind of activity is not becoming of a head coach in college football. Like, this is creepy, disgusting stuff. Second of all, Mel Tucker, you, at least at the time, were a married man. So even if you want to say that, whatever, let people do whatever they want, he's married. Like, what is he doing? Playing with his wrench, like, with another woman on the line. Like that. So that alone. But I actually, if he's going to sue Michigan State, I offer this. I offer a countersuit. Now, I'm not really a lawyer, and I don't really know that much about the law. I know about as much about the law as what I've learned watching court TV very briefly in my life. Over brief periods of time, I would watch Judge Judy, not deliberately. It would just sort of be on. It was like one of those things that it's like always on in waiting rooms, or like if you were home from school for a day and there's nothing else on TV, I'll throw on a Judge Judy. I don't want to change the channel. I got to walk up to the TV and push the buttons because the remote doesn't work. Look, I'm 24 years old. We had to do that sometimes. Anyway, so that's basically my legal expertise. And I am going to countersue. I have a few lawsuits in mind. Number one is false advertising. Mel Tucker advertised himself in the year of our Lord 2021. He advertised himself as a competent head coach, as a a transfer portal guru bringing in Kenneth Walker, when in fact, in reality, he was nothing more than a sham. He did not actually know how to do anything. He happened upon he won the lottery. He happened upon the best running back I've ever seen at Michigan State, maybe one of the best running backs in college football, short of your Reggie Bushes and, some of the other and Barry Sanders and all those guys who played for multiple years. In a single season, Kenneth Walker had one of the most dominant seasons purely from the fact that the offense the year Kenneth Walker was there was very good. And then the offense once he left was putrid, like abysmally bad. That is how good Kenneth Walker was. So false advertising on Mel Tucker. Second crime I'm going to countersue on is highway robbery. He got paid $1 billion for not knowing what he was doing, for having incompetent morons as coordinators in I can't remember their names at this point. Jay Johnson and the other guy, the other Nimrod, the guy with the beard, Scotty Hazelton. So highway robber, he paid them they got paid millions of dollars. He got paid millions of dollars. They just stole that money. They just straight up stole that money, like Bonnie and Clyde. They ran it. You know what it was? It was like that scene at the beginning of The Dark Knight where they just went in with all the money at the bank, at the mob bank. That's what they did. They put on masks, they put on little clown masks, and then they ended up killing each other. They didn't do that. That's not true. Well, I don't think that. I actually don't know. Isn't Jay Johnson? Isn't he at like Toledo now? I want to say like he's at Toledo as an offensive coordinator. How the heck do these guys still get jobs? That's amazing to me. I understand that for a lot of these smaller programs, right? Like if you have you worked at Michigan State, maybe you weren't that good, but you were there, right? Like there's some benefit to that. And I know it's not like whatever we see on TV is its own thing as far as the product on the field. But my goodness, it's like it seems like in sports specifically, that is like once you get a high level job, you're never going to be unemployed. Like ever. Like Rich Rodriguez was an awful coach at Michigan, and he is still coaching in college football. I guess Mel Tucker's not coaching in college football, but hey, that's what you get for getting caught with your garden hose in your hand. What was the other crime that I wanted to commit that I wanted to countersue with? I had a third one I want to say. I guess false advertising, highway robbery, maybe like destruction of property. So this is a little more vague. He destroyed everyone's hopes and dreams. That's my property. I have my hopes and dreams are my hopes and dreams. You destroyed them. You made me think that maybe Michigan State was going to be on another, half a decade to a decade of fun football. No, you destroyed that. I guess that kind of falls under false advertising. All this is to say, Mel Tucker has no grounds to actually sue Michigan State, really. I mean, again, he is public enemy number one in all of college football. He is the quintessential example of why you don't pay your coaches early, or why it could backfire. Not necessarily why you don't pay your coaches early, because sometimes it's cost of doing business. And I will say because there were people who after the fact were like, oh wow, how could they pay him all that money? As if there wasn't the rumors of LSU being interested in Mel Tucker, and as if other people were not saying, oh well, he's really shown that he's here to stay. Maybe you go ahead and you pay him. And at that point, obviously the COVID season, do with it what you will. He was 2-0 against his biggest rival in Michigan. I'm not saying it was a good idea. I'm not saying it worked out, but I don't want to do this revisionist history where at the time, people were like, wow, this is way too much money. He won a New Year's Six bowl. That was that was the last real success Michigan State football had. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, and also I don't really know what crime this is, but he started Noah Kim at quarterback. I can't specifically cite a law that's being broken. Maybe cruel and unusual punishment, or like torture, something like that. Like torture on multiple accounts. Torture for all the people who had to watch, like me, and then torture for poor Noah Kim, who watched all of his dreams die. Yeah, like, he's probably, man, I'm a Big Ten quarterback. Michigan State, they won the Rose Bowl a couple of years ago. Come on, like we're gonna bring football back. Mel Tucker, and then he just stinks. He's dead.
Not great, Bob.
Not great indeed. Not great indeed. So yeah, Mel Tucker. You know what? I wish you the best in that. I want you to stop being a bad person. So stop being a bad person, and then maybe we could talk about, maybe being a coach at, like, I don't know, Montana State. They're always looking for a coach, or maybe like University of Maine. Do they have a university? I don't even know. Harvard. Maybe they could use a football coach. You're smart. Well, never mind. You're not really. I don't think you'd work that. What about like South Park Elementary? I don't know. The pigs, the cows. They could use a football coach. I think. I don't know that much about South Park. Maybe start small. No, start small, and then work your way back up. Again, I don't really know how to end the segment, so you know what?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets.
That's probably Mel Tucker every single day. It's just,
yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets.
Thank you, Vice President Kamala. Hi, it's me again. If you enjoyed what you just saw, hit the like and subscribe button. We do live shows every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there.